But it's a great day if you love the NFL
Yes,
because we've got 6 games set for next weekend.
Yeah.
It fell together just
right.
right to give us the perfect matchups.
I think so.
For the first time ever, one network has 3 games on one weekend. Now
Right.
there's 6.
The
3
one
out of
we're
4
on-
would be
the
something.
one we're on, so we'll pub it hard.
3 out of 4. Well, if we don't, who will?
Yeah.
3 out of 4 would have been a little much. 3 out of 6 is fine.
Yeah.
We got 3 out of 6, including the Saturday night game exclusively on Peacock. And I'm already getting the emails complaining from people who don't want to go buy Peacock. Look, if you're watching this, you either have Peacock or our show live is still free. I don't know. But folks, think about how much you're saving. I know that I'm going to sound like a shill here. I don't care. Think about how much you're saving by not paying for cable and all those channels you never watched. At least in this day and age, you get to buy what you want. And when people say, oh, now I have to go get another streaming service, get rid of one of them. Get rid of the one that doesn't have NFL games.
Get one of them.
Just
that doesn't have Mahomes versus Tua.
Exactly. and if you just want to get it for 1 month, it's $5.99 to watch
Right.
the freaking game.
Right.
What bargain?
What stuff
can
will
compare-
people spend $5.99 on?
Yes.
All the dumb crap in the world people spend $5.99
and
on.
I encourage you to keep it for more than a month. But if you just want the game, it's $5.99 for 1 month, and you
Yeah.
should have gotten it in late December because then you would have gotten Bills Chargers too as part of your 1 month package.
Right.
But people complain about anything and everything, and that's fine. If you want to complain to me, complain to me. They don't pay me to deal with it, but I'll deal with it. They may not like the responses that I send, but I'll deal with it. But come on. So anyway, game on NBC Saturday afternoon, Browns at Texans, rematch of a game from a few weeks ago when the Texans didn't have C.J. Stroud. Then we've got Tua and Tyreek going to Kansas City, where I think it's going to be -5.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
then on Sunday night, we got Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit for the first playoff game ever at Ford Field. Their franchise quarterback, supposedly the answer to Bobby Lane, comes back as a member of the Rams to try to beat the Lions. Just an incredible weekend coming
up. It
up.
really is incredible. I mean, McCarthy, right? Playing Green Bay, they're coming to town. It is. It really worked out the right way with a lot of great rivalries and little nuances to the matchups. But the thing I'm most excited about, like you said, it's Wild Card Weekend. We got 3 good days of football next week on the weekend. The weekend after that, divisional weekend's my favorite weekend of the year, right?
Yep.
Where it's really the 8 best teams in all of football, and they're going at it and trying to punch a ticket to championship weekend. So how could you not be excited? And then what about hey, we talk about it all the time. The playoff, you talk about the matchup, it worked out for us. We're always rooting for the best 7 teams in each conference to make it. I truly look at this.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
I know.
Somebody's come around.
I know.
Somebody's come around. We can play the tape. I don't want the Steelers.
You didn't hear me in the viewing room
I
yesterday.
did hear you because I perked up. I was like, oh, wait a minute. This guy was anti-Steelers.
Right.
He doesn't want the Steelers in the playoffs. Steelers are going to get killed in the playoffs. Now he wants the Steelers
Did you
in the
watch
playoffs.
the Jaguars yesterday?
Yes.
Nobody wants them in the playoffs. All right, so we got about through the first quarter of the Jaguars Titans game, and I think me and James Kaminsky, who's one of our great workers on our Football Night in America show, and he kind of looked at me and he's like, man, Jacksonville stinks. And I kind of looked at him and I was like, it's unbelievable.
It was embarrassing yesterday.
I was like, you're right. I was like, we don't want them in. The hell with them. I'd rather have Pittsburgh in than Jacksonville. They'll be more exciting. They'll be more physical. So I do think ultimately, hey, that spot was a little up for grabs, yeah, but Pittsburgh sold me with their effort on Saturday night and their overall DNA and culture they have there. So that's the best thing is I do think we have the best 14 teams. We got great matchups throughout. And I think what always that does is limits the bad matchups going forward so we don't have bad games and blowouts and things where we want to turn the TV off.
Every game this weekend has storylines, plural, where you can get excited.
Right.
And there's reason to say, oh, man, this one could go either way. I mean, we're both high on the Browns, but you know what?
I know. C.J. Stroud back in the game.
They beat them without C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
And anytime there's a rematch of a game that was already played in the regular season, there's a chance that
I always favor the team that loses.
It turns the tables.
Usually, right.
You get another shot.
Yeah. Well, think about it. One team goes, wait, we did all this all well in that game. Let's do that again. The other team's watching that going, we have to stop that, let alone we need to change a few things up. They obviously had a beat on us. So the team that loses, from that standpoint, does have a little advantage, let alone like we always talk about too. the fear factor. The team that, lost the Houston Texans the first time around, they're going, oh my gosh, we didn't beat this team. So they're going to be all over it, practicing hard, making sure they give 100% across the board and everything, or they're going to go, we could be down 36-7 again like we were in that game the last time. So that is where the losing team does have the advantage, and then they're going to be able to sell to themselves, hey, the best player on our team wasn't even playing in that game either, C.J. Stroud, and that certainly will, even the playing field a little bit in this one.
You also get that house money vibe, and nobody expected the Texans.
You're right.
To be here.
Right.
With the Browns, it was so wide open, and they were such a wild card
we
entering
saw the
season.
talent, but we were like, can they all come together and do it?
I think both teams could make the argument that they
I
aren't
know.
expected to be there. But for the Browns, the reality that they were going to be here, I think, was cemented earlier.
Yeah.
The Texans have more of the vibe of, we're not supposed to be here. Let's just go. Let's just go do our thing. We're playing at home.
Maybe call a trick play here and there.
Oh, well, let's come out. Let's come out for a snap and throw it 75 yards for a touchdown.
Man, was that beautiful?
They've already stepped up in a big spot and taken it.
Right.
So they're not going to be conservative. They're going to try to take it. The Browns are going to have to be ready for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be talking about all those
Browns
games
took a
all
week off yesterday, and the Texans played a playoff game on Saturday
You go into the postseason getting stomped by a division rival. And I know you didn't try, but that still isn't something that washes off easily.
Yeah, sure,
you got to reset on that and refocus, and you play on Saturday. You got a quick turnaround. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.